I'm gonna say something that might piss people off, but actually, in Islam, you are guaranteed abundance. So then what the heck is wrong with you, man? The other day there was a guy that messaged me on Twitter, and then he basically told me, he was like, I've went through your course, which was beautiful. I've gone through all your videos. It's his word, man, not mine. He's like, I went through all your videos, and then it changed my life. Like I went from making this much to now this much. So it basically increased. And then he told me, he was like, but I have one extra problem. I'm like, how do I start keeping my attention only on Allah and trust Allah so that I start flowing with the will of Allah? Because He knows through watching my videos, once you start doing that, like 10xing your life is an understatement. 100xing your life is an understatement. Like me saying that to you is an under promise. So, which means it's gonna happen for sure. And he told me, he was like, how do I do that? Like, how do I keep my attention only on Allah? So, the thing that I told him, I was like, first of all, imagine someone trying to gain enlightenment. That's not what I told him, by the way. I'm just simplifying the words for you. I'm like, imagine someone trying to gain enlightenment. How silly would it be for them to start putting effort to gain enlightenment? Because enlightenment is supposed to be something that's already within you. Like, imagine trying to connect with Allah. You do understand that's actually something so silly to say, because trying trying to connect with Allah is so silly, because you're already with Allah. Like the will of Allah is always here. The mercy of Allah is always here. If you've ever made dua, your dua has already been accepted. It's always here. But then why are you not able to see it still? Why are you not able to 100x your life still? Why are you not able to get the abundance that I just told you you're guaranteed? Like, what's wrong with you? Why is that? It's because it's so hard. It's so hard for you to let go. That's why. So hard for you to let go. And I told him, in order for you to start 100xing your life, this might sound silly, but you have to surrender. You have to go through Islam. And it blew his mind. He's like, I'm already a Muslim though. I'm like, no, you think you are, but you're still not. Most of us, bro, even me at times, and I'll prove it to you. There's a saying that says, whoever leaves the salah is not a Muslim anymore. How many people nowadays, well, how many people love the salah? A lot of people. But why is it that as soon as you leave the salah, you're not Muslim anymore? And you might think it's something scary, like, oh no, this guy left the salah, he's not Muslim anymore, so he's bad. It's not that he's bad, it's just like he got disconnected from the will of Allah. So some people, like Muslim people, they start labeling others who don't pray as non-Muslim, but in reality, it's like when you truly go through salah, habibi, you have to truly go through the salah, and then you'll become a Muslim. But when I say a Muslim, I don't just mean as someone that identifies as a Muslim. Because if you identify as a Muslim, technically you're not a Muslim. Why? Because you're submitting to something else. You're submitting to an identity. But when I'm saying Muslim, I'm saying you've submitted your thoughts, your feelings, your will, your intentions, all of it. You've submitted everything to Allah to the point that you don't even think. That's what I was telling that guy. I'm like, Habibi, my brother, stop thinking. Stop thinking. You guys are so stuck in your head that you can't even stop thinking. But you do realize, like, the moment you stop thinking, first of all, your brain doesn't want to stop thinking because it thinks it's going to have a mini death. But then once you stop thinking, this is how you start flowing through the will of Allah. Understand, there's a whole surah, well, ayah, a surah as well, called Al Kawthar. Inna a'tainaka al Kawthar. Whenever I tell people, I'm like, that means that you've been constantly always been given abundance. Your natural state is just abundance. But then people come to me and then they're just like, nah, bro, that ayah is just talking about Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, how Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was granted the river of Kawthar in the highest Jannah and will only be able to achieve that when we go to Jannah. So make dua that you achieve that. And I'm just left there thinking, I'm like, Habibi, just wait. We always claim that the Quran is unlimited, infinite, timeless, for all space and all time, the word of Allah. I'm like, if it's truly the word of Allah, shouldn't it be infinite? Shouldn't it be infinite? Have you ever thought about that? So shouldn't that one ayah, Inna a'taynak al-kawthar, also mean that you and I, we've been given abundance? Because the word kawthar, it's like a hyperbolized version of the word kathir or kuthur, which means a lot. So kawthar means abundance, more than a lot. And Allah's saying, we have given you al-kawthar. Doesn't that mean you've already been granted abundance? Abundance is all around you. And what's my proof? You want like proof? Go out, bro. Go out and look at nature. Just look at nature. And usually I say that, but then people still don't understand it. They're like, oh, okay, nature, nature. No, literally, go out and look at nature. See what's happening in nature. Look at the water. There's so much water in the world. Look at the land. There's so much land in the world. Look at the sky. The sky is so big. Look at the trees. There's so many trees. By the way, speaking about trees, there's a whole ayah also that says to prove to you that the Quran is unlimited from the word of Allah Himself. From Allah, He literally said it. Allah says that if you've taken all the trees in the world, turned them into pens, and then you've used the water as ink, the ink is going to run out before you finish continuing the words of Allah, which means that this Quran is unlimited. Unlimited. It's an ocean that's never ending. Every century we're finding new things in this Quran. So understand, it's infinite. So me saying this ayah means that you've been given abundance, it just doesn't just mean that. It means way more than that too. Some meanings that we still haven't found. So don't be coming to me telling me, no, this is just only for Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Don't be silly, bro. But this is beautiful because it means you're living in abundance. So if you're right now, you look at your life and you find yourself like in tightness, in struggle, ask yourself, did you truly submit to Allah? Did you truly surrender yourself to Allah? And if you didn't, I mean, your life, all of it is just going to be proof that you didn't, which is so funny, man. And by the way, does that mean oh, as soon as you do it, you're going to have $100 million in the bank and then that's it? No, it just means you'll be living in abundance. Is abundance like the only way to measure abundance through your bank accounts? No, you'll notice it's like abundance what it means, man. So this is what I was telling that guy. I'm like, listen, all you gotta do, Habibi, all you gotta do, set an intention. An intention. Like, what's the intention that you want? Set it and let go. So for example, let's just say you want to go to a certain country. You want to go to Greece. I don't know. You want to go to Greece, but you don't have the money to go to Greece. You set the intention that you want to go to Greece and let go. Just let go. Because what's going to happen is that you're going to stop thinking, but Allah already knows what you want. Allah is already going to respond to your dua immediately. You stop thinking and then you start flowing with the will of Allah. Somehow, something's going to happen through a coincidence. A coincidence. Through inspiration. Something that you least expect. Remember, least expect. Allah says the people muttaqeen, they get rizq in a way where they least expect it. So the more you put your attention on Allah and you have the intention and you let go and you submit your will to Allah and you don't think, you just go out in the world and just click buttons, do things. This is when you'll notice immediately your dua is going to be accepted in a way where you're just like, dang, bro, I could have never predicted this. I could have never done this myself. And anytime, man, anytime I do that in my own life, it's insane. You just set the intention and things happen. This has never ever failed me. Never. And the people that truly do it, it never failed them. You do understand some non-Muslims, they're understanding this and they're doing it and then they're just like, wow, like this is beautiful. Non-Muslims. And then we have Muslims themselves. I told you, according to Islam, you're guaranteed abundance. According to Islam. Like, if you're a Muslim right now and you still don't know about this, there's an issue because this is in your religion. This is in the teachings that you should have known a long time ago. So again, what are you supposed to do? The very first thing, again, set the intention. And then you want to let go. You want to surrender. So be in the present moment. And then how do you become in the present moment? The breath, man. Focus on the breath. Because the more you focus on the breath is in the present. So then when you focus on it, you'll be living from the present because you're putting your attention on the present. And then once you understand what presence mean, then you'll have your attention constantly on Allah. Constantly. And then you'll know Allah is watching every thought of yours. Every thought of yours. The fact that you even think a thought, Allah is watching it. Then the more you start just being in this state, the more that you'll just automatically start flowing with the will of Allah. This is so simple. This is way too simple. It's way too easy. Because this stuff should have never been hard, by the way. And then this is how you find that your struggles, all of them are going to go away. your problems, all of them are going to go away, because at this point it's not you that's fixing any of the problems. It's not you that's living through the world. It's just you're flowing with the will of Allah. That's all it is. And this is such a beautiful state to be in, because it just shows you, like, Allah's always running the world in a certain way, and this way is the best way. But somehow you came in and then you thought that you know better, when in reality you don't know better. The same Allah that was there, like, governing Adam's life, Adam alayhi salam, is the same Allah that's governing also your life. And look at Allah's telling you all these stories because Allah wants you to see, it's like, look at all these people, what we did with them. So what makes you different? These people, by the way, were way better than you. Just so you know, the people of the past, better technology than us, better life than us. Like, the technology, the type of technology they had is like, you wouldn't just go and then use the technology and it's going to harm you. It's going to benefit you. Nowadays, even if you just have a phone and you put it next to your ear, it's going to fry your brain because of the EMF. So back then, the technology was way better. So Allah's saying these people, we made their life better. So you're no different. Plus, these people were way bigger than you and me. We're smaller. So it's not that you're just no different. You're technically, like, they were way better than you. So what makes you think that Allah is not going to run your life in a way where you'll have no problems, no struggle? And by the way, listen, are you going to be having fully no problems? No. Like, on the outside, if someone sees you, they'll be like, yeah, he's struggling with a problem, if you don't complain, but they'll just see it somehow. They'll be like, yeah, struggling with a problem. But on the inside, you're good. On the inside, you're content. Why? Because you've submitted everything to Allah. You've submitted your thoughts to Allah. You've submitted your feelings to Allah. You've submitted everything to Allah. And Allah is always here. The mercy of Allah is always here. And all you have to do is just put your attention on it. By the way, I made a drawing the other day. This is a drawing I made, right? It's a pretty silly drawing, but still. So I wanted to actually show you that you have 9 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You have 9 points in your body that are like electrical plugs. Literally electrical plugs. And I just want to show you the beauty of Islam. You have the pineal gland, that's the first thing. You have the eyes, you have not the ears, you have your hands, you have your knees, and you have your feet. So all of these are electrical plugs. So for example, you use the pineal gland so you can see through the spiritual world. That's why Muhammad sallallahu he says that be aware of the vision of the believer, because he can see from a place where most can't see. Because when you have strong enough faith in yaqeen, your pineal gland starts getting activated. Even like your intuition starts getting activated. So you'll see things that most people can't see. So this is the first, you could say, eye in your body. The second eye is the actual eyes right here. And so these you can see through the world of dunya. The second one is your hands. So you use your hands, what did I say? So you can plug from realm to realm. So going from one place to another. By the way, that's why we clap. Because when something nice happens, we clap to send gratitude to them. So your hands, they're actually like they're doorways to other worlds. But regardless, we don't need to get super into that. The second one is your knees, because you use your knees to move through the lower self. And then your feet, because you use your feet to ground, to plug into the earth. So you have 9 plugs within your body, which means basically you're a battery. You're an electrical beings, and the plugs are here. Now, just like an outlet when you plug it into, or a plug when you plug it into the outlets, you're also the same. This is why the whole religion, Islam, it's there to help you surrender more and more, surrender to the will of Allah more and more. So now, why do you think we do sujood? Think about it. There's a whole sunnah as well that says when you do sujood, make sure it's the feet first, then the knees, then the hands, then the head. So it's like feet, knees, hand, and then head. Sujood is a way for you to recharge. It's recharging you so that, because think about it, right? The world is a paradox. It's both abundant and empty because it's dunya. So dunya, naturally, when you put your attention on dunya, it's going to suck your energy. And if it's sucking your energy, you're running out of battery, out of charge. So you need to recharge yourself so you can like surrender more. And that's why you go and you do sujood, to ground yourself, to recharge yourself. And then you notice anytime you go and you do sujood, do it for a long amount of time, you'll get so much energy. Sujood in of itself, like, it's the best position that you can ever be in if you ever want to recharge yourself. And this is so beautiful because, again, all of the teachings in Islam, it's there to help you recharge and submit in every moment. Every moment. Not a moment goes by without you submitting. Like you say La ilaha illallah, because now you're submitting in the moment. You notice that everything around you is false. The only thing that's real is Allah. Even me, I'm false. Me, I don't even exist. Because if you truly existed, that would mean there's no, like there's another God with Allah. Because if you actually existed, technically you're a Lord, right? But you don't even exist. So there's a fake you right here, like some darkness. When people have personalities, by the way, when people are like so rigid on their personalities, they're in darkness. As soon as the light of Allah comes, it shines, like it starts burning all this fake stuff, and it goes away automatically. And then you're left with only the light of Allah, and then you start flowing with the light of Allah. That's the first thing. It's like when you do salah, for example, you're just recharging yourself so you can get back into the present, so you can get back into submission. When you start doing zakat, for example, again, it's like cleansing. So even when you do zakat for your money, it's like you're cleansing the money. When you go eat, by the way, you ever notice like when you go eat, you have to go and poop? Same thing with zakat. When you get money, you go and give it away to clean everything. And then for Ramadan, an entire month for you to just resubmit to everything. Hajj. If you actually understand the power of Hajj from a from an energetic perspective, from an magnetical field perspective, you'll notice it's like it's all battery. All of it is like, when you do Safa and Marwa, it's like you're recharging in the battery. When you do the Kaaba, you're literally like, it's a battery. The whole thing is a battery. I made a whole video, by the way, about Umrah. I was like, watch this before Umrah. Such a powerful video that most people didn't watch, by the way, just because no one really, like most people don't go to Umrah, but you should go to Umrah. It's the best. Why do you think Umrah, they say Umrah, when you go through it, you'll get more money. You'll receive more rizq. Because when you go through it, not only are you recharging yourself, but you're also like, you're teaching yourself how to resubmit to Allah in every moment. Naturally, when you resubmit to Allah in every moment, that's it. Like your life, me saying that your life is going to 100x is an understatement. It's an understatement. So once again, according to Islam, you are guaranteed abundance. So then what's wrong with you? All you got to do, submit. That's all you have to do, surrender, submit. Again, does that mean you'll have $100 million in your bank account immediately? No. No. But you do realize, like, even Muhammad ﷺ was the most abundant human being of all time. If Muhammad ﷺ wanted something, just snap the finger and it happens. Like the amount of influence Muhammad ﷺ had, 2 billion people nowadays that are following him, chanting his name in every moment, that's a big deal, man. That's a big deal. So Muhammad ﷺ, like these people, they were not poor people. Like you thinking that these people used to live in poverty is such small-minded thinking. These people were like the richest of the rich, because abundance is not just money. Being rich is not just money. Abundance means that can you do whatever you want at any moment you want, anytime you want, anywhere you want. And that's true abundance. And that's the beauty, man. So in order for you to get back to abundance, because abundance is always there. So to get back to abundance, all you have to do, submit your will to Allah. That's it. That's literally it.